What's up, everybody? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com, and this is the LG Incite. Now, before we get to the phone, quick English lesson here. This form of incite means to start or inspire something, like to incite a riot. Insight, like I had a deep insight into the meaning of life, but I forgot it because I got distracted by a shiny new phone, is spelled I-N-S-I-G-H-T, just so you know. So this phone won't give you any insight into life, but it may incite you to, I don't know, make video calls about the day the Earth stood still or whatever that ad is. Anyway, here's the LG Incite. It's LG's first smartphone for the US, I think ever, certainly in a long time. It's touchscreen based, Windows Mobile 6.1, and this is not an unboxing video because I got the phone delivered over the holiday weekend and I couldn't resist and I unboxed it and started messing around with it. Not on camera, so not really an unboxing, but a hands-on kind of first look kind of thing. And before I show you what's in the box, I just want to tell you, since we're in this camera mode here, because I get lazy, I don't want to switch the camera and switch it back. This is the Incite, and I'm going to mention this because you'll see it when I have the phone, when the video's on. A couple problems with my review model in terms of fit and finish on the phone. And I talked to LG about this, and they assured me that I must have gotten a slightly defective model, and they offered to send a replacement and said, don't worry, I looked at a whole bunch of them at the office, and you know, they're not all like this. So take that, bear that in mind, take that as you will. But just to show you that the one I got, on the back here, the camera housing is actually not centered properly. As you can see, the housing on the camera, the cutout where the camera goes, is actually tilted a little bit relative to the edges of the phone and this cutout, this etching rather. And then on the side here, the micro SD card slot doesn't quite close properly. I have to kind of jam it in. It might be kind of hard to see here, but it doesn't close all the way flush with the side of the device. And you know, not like a huge deal, but when you get a brand new phone, you check these things out, and the phone is, you know, it's made out of plastic, and so you kind of notice these things, and so there you go. But enough of that, let's get on to the Incite, what it comes with, what it can do, what it can't do, all that stuff. Let's check it out. Alright, so here's the phone in the box. Like I said, it's not a real unboxing video for you purists out there, because I have already taken it out, turned it on, all that stuff. But in the box, check out this, it's like this molded foam, this orange molded foam. I want to take this and make a pot holder out of it or something. But an oven mitt, as you will. Here's your getting started guide. And AT&T's rocking these wireless tutorials now for all their new phones and smartphones and stuff. So you can go to AT&T.com/wireless tutorials, capital W, capital T, and get more info. Here's all the packaging I already opened. Here is the micro USB based charger. It's not modular. Some of the other newer LG phones I've reviewed have been modular, where it's one data cable and then you can snap the wall wart thing off and just use it as a data cable or whatever. This is different. It's a standalone charger, and then you also get a standalone data cable. Again, it's micro USB based. It's a regular USB. And then you get this stylus, and this is a weird trend. Samsung's been doing this recently also, with this stylus that looks like a makeup applique kind of thing, and it's telescoping, you know, and it's got the little lanyard thing. And it's funny because the phone itself doesn't have a stylus slot. And I asked them about this, and they said, you know, the phone is designed to be finger friendly, but they included the stylus. This isn't official, but the theory was perhaps that the stylus is because people who had the LG Dare for Verizon wished they had a stylus with it. I don't know. So it's kind of an optional thing, but there's no stylus slot on the phone itself. And then you also get the Windows Mobile software, getting started. And what is this? Free yourself from your PC. Free trials. And then look at all those accessories you can buy. Woohoo! All right. So here's the phone. And like we said, Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional. As you can see, there's an accelerometer. It's got a slightly customized UI. It's very shiny. Before we get to the UI, I'll look at the hardware. It's very shiny. Silver, kind of chrome plastic, very shiny display. On the side, there's a jog wheel, which is kind of, you don't see these anymore. It's not actually a wheel. It just kind of, it's a spring-loaded button that goes up and down, and then also you can push in to select. But there's no back button. Usually when you see one of these, there's also a back button right underneath it, like on the older well, like Blackberries and some of the Sony Ericsson phones and whatever. No back button there, but you do get the select wheel. Micro SD card slot, as we said, and then 2 shortcut buttons. One is for locking, the other goes to the camera. On the other side, there's your micro USB port, your rocker switch for volume and other things, and then a reset button. On the back, it's a 3 megapixel camera, no flash, very shiny back cover that comes off. And inside, you've got your battery and your SIM card slot, 3G compatible, of course. And if you've seen those ads I was talking about for, I think it's for The Day the Earth Stood Still, some movie, they tout the video sharing capabilities of this phone. You can do the AT&T video call stuff on the phone. So it's Windows Mobile 6.1. It's got LG's Touch UI on top of it. You know, kind of like the Sony Xperia. Ooh, the battery's getting low. Uh-oh. All right, we're powered up now and we're back. My bad. Should have had the battery charged before doing the videos. I'm losing it, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so there's a Touch UI on here, you know, kind of akin to what Samsung and HTC and even Sony with the Xperia X1 are doing with Windows Mobile, putting a little layer of UI on top of it. It's not nearly as comprehensive as HTC's TouchFlow 3D, but you know, it's all right. It's more attractive than the standard Windows Mobile, I think. And you've got your little weather widget on there and your clock, and then you can hit the touch menu, and you've got a very, you know, LG style grid menu to get to different items, and your application menu with your your multimedia menu rather, and then your kind of productivity menu, your settings menu, and then home screen, takes you back to the home screen. So kind of a nice alternative. You know, it's obviously meant to be kind of a more consumer, fashion-friendly kind of take on the Windows Mobile device with the chrome body and everything. Forgot to point out before, 3.5mm headphone jack on the top panel, which I always like to see. And then you can, of course, get to your Windows Mobile, you know, standard Windows Mobile menu via Start. As you can see, I installed Opera Mini on the phone without a problem. The phone comes with Office Mobile, Internet Explorer, kind of standard. There's an instant messaging setup, pre-installed. There's Wi-Fi as well as 3G on the phone, AT&T's Navigator service on the phone, and as we said, it supports AT&T Video Share. There's an accelerometer that kicks in automatically. There you go, and so here's your widescreen look. And we'll show you real quick the messaging so you can see the keyboard in action. The touchscreen is fairly responsive. It's resistive, not capacitive. But it seems to work, you know, works pretty well. It's a little bit, we'll get to size comparison in a second. You can see the landscape keyboard takes up most of the real estate there. So that could be an issue for heavy messengers. Haptic feedback, the phone vibrates when I touch it. So here's your messaging interface, and you have a choice of a few different keyboards. You've got the full keyboard, LG Java key, handwriting transcriber, or the XT9 keyboard. So you can go small keyboard, which obviously is only going to be useful if you have inhumanly small fingers or use the stylus. Here's your LG Java key, which isn't really going to help you much for messaging. Transcriber, and you can see a little bit of, you know, Windows Mobile lag there. So I have to write legibly. That could be a problem. Let's try it out. I'm going to write this to phone dog. So you can judge for yourself if the H that it read as an A and the G that it read as a 9, if that was my fault or the phone's fault. But anyway, there's your handwriting mode. And you can customize. I haven't calibrated the handwriting at all. And so in XT9 mode here, you've got the full landscape keyboard, which, you know, works pretty well. It is a little bit smallish. We'll do the quick brown fox. So, miss the Q, miss the space, but I'm not used to the keyboard entirely. But the problem is that it's small, and then it also takes up a good deal of the screen real estate, so you can't really see much of what you're actually writing. And so here's the landscape mode keyboard, the portrait mode keyboard, and you've got the sure type style, and you can turn your T9 predictive text on and off. And then you can go to a straight up numeric keypad as well. And I think the size of the touchscreen is, and the fact that when you do go into full widescreen keyboard mode, it takes up so much of the real estate on the display. Really, unless you really dig handwriting mode, if you do a lot of messaging, you're probably going to use this phone in this vertical portrait orientation most of the time, just because of the display and the way the keyboard is. So, perhaps not the choice for the hardcore power user, email messaging heavy person. That being said, it is a full-on Windows Mobile smartphone. So you've got all that functionality and expandability and compatibility with your corporate email and syncing with your PC and all that kind of stuff. And you've got the Wi-Fi, and you've got a little bit different take, And LG, it's a nice looking phone. The fit and finish bugged me a little, but LG assured me that I must have gotten a bad model, because according to them, most of them, or the vast majority of the phones are in perfect cosmetic order. So definitely bear that in mind. More customization options. You've got your favorites menu, and here you can see you've got access to AT&T Media Mall, AT&T Music, the CV streaming video. You can go straight to your messaging, IM, so you've got support for corporate email and, of course, your personal email. We'll head to the browser, and it's an access-powered NetFront browser. So you can install Opera on it. I would think you could install Skyfire as well. I haven't checked that out yet. But so you've got, it's actually kind of funny. It's a Windows Mobile device, but the default browser is kind of more of a WAP browser. But let's load up. Oh, we're in the wrong mode here. Go to PhoneDog here. And this is over 3G, as you can see, not over Wi-Fi. It's rare to see the integrated headphone jack on a Windows Mobile device. So again, kind of the more kind of fashion-forward multimedia enthusiast, not necessarily the power Windows Mobile user is going to be drawn to this phone. And you can see the Access NetFront browser, definitely more than WAP, not bad. It's got a little mini map mode there on the side. And the touchscreen's pretty responsive, scrolls and pans pretty easily. Yep, don't forget Gadget Dog TV, Phone Dog TV. Little promo there. But it looks good, pretty good HTML rendering. It's not actually that the connection was slow, it's just that it rendered out the page, before it actually started displaying it. And then you can turn into widescreen mode. Can you? NetFront browser? There you go. So now it's kind of, that little bit of lag while it finishes rotating and rendering and all that stuff and reformatting. And the new breed of resistive touchscreens, not as good as capacitive, but the newer Samsungs and this new LG, definitely pretty good. We'll do a little size comparison here. Speaking of LG, here's the LG View next to the Incite. So it's kind of roughly the same size and shape as the View. Screen is kind of roughly the same size. The Incite, I don't know, actually, it might be a hair thicker, but it's pretty close. And maybe the Incite is, I don't think it's actually wider, just kind of the way it's tapered is a little different. Here's the LG Dare next to the Incite. The Dare, obviously not a full-on smartphone, and it's on Verizon, not AT&T. And again, you can see the size comparison. The Incite, a little tiny bit bigger. And here's another recent Windows Mobile device, the Verizon Samsung Omnia, which has a larger display than the Incite does, and is kind of a bigger, longer, but slightly thinner device. Not really all that much thinner, though. The Incite is definitely pocketable, and like I said, for kind of the less power-hungry but more into multimedia Windows Mobile user, it might be an interesting option because it's got the video share, the AT&T music, all that stuff, and then you've got your headphone jack as well. So there you go, kind of a first look at the very, very shiny LG Incite. We'll show you that shiny back panel again. And I've been assured that mine was just kind of strangely offset here with the fit and finish issues. So definitely check that out. I'm going to wave goodbye. Can I wave goodbye in the shiny back finish there? Yeah, there I am. All right, everybody. I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. We'll have much more on the Incite. And LG, if you're interested, Windows Mobile, but not sure if you want the Incite, a little birdie told me that LG is going to have a lot more smartphones coming very soon in all kinds of shapes and sizes. So maybe even as soon as just after New Year's, they'll make some announcements. I don't know. That's just what the birdie told me. So, check out the Incite, or if you want to hang tight, wait till after the holidays, and you may see more from LG and Windows Mobile. Until next time, I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. Much more on this phone and all the others on PhoneDog.com. And like I said, PhoneDog TV, Gadget Dog Daily. Check them out every weekday. Gadget Dog Daily, PhoneDog TV on Wednesdays on PhoneDog.com. Until next time, Incite, Noah, PhoneDog. Thanks for watching.